An American tourist finished his meal at a small family restaurant in Kyoto. When the elderly owner brought the bill, he left a $20 note on the table and walked toward the door confidently. The owner chased him down the street, waving the money frantically, trying to return it. The American kept insisting, "It's for you, it's a tip." The owner looked confused and hurt. At a cafe in Reykjavik, an American woman received excellent service from her waitress today. She pulled out her wallet and tried to hand the server a handful of bills. The waitress stepped back and said, "No, this is not necessary here. We have good wages." The American pressed harder, "But you were so good. Please take it." The waitress declined again politely and walked away. I watched an American couple at a hotel in Copenhagen trying to tip the front desk clerk. The clerk smiled awkwardly and said, "This is my job. I don't accept tips." The husband insisted, "Everyone takes tips. Here, just take it." The clerk looked around nervously as other guests watched this exchange unfold. They seemed embarrassed for the American couple. An American businessman in Tokyo tried to tip his taxi driver after a short ride across the city. He thrust several yen bills through the window. The driver looked offended and handed the money back firmly. In Japan, tipping is considered rude, he explained in broken English. The American seemed baffled. "But I'm just being generous," he protested loudly today. At a restaurant in Seoul, an American tourist left cash on the table after paying his bill. The waiter ran after him into the street. "Sir, you forgot your money," the waiter said. The American tried explaining, "No, that's your tip." The waiter looked insulted. "We don't do that here. It suggests I need charity." The American didn't understand this. I overheard an American at a cafe in Stockholm argue with the barista about accepting a tip. "But you made my coffee perfectly," she insisted. The barista explained that Swedish workers earn fair wages. The American said, "But in America, we always tip. It's polite." The barista replied, "Here, it implies we're not paid enough. It's actually insulting to us." An American family in Singapore tried to tip their tour guide after a day of sightseeing around city. The guide politely refused multiple times. The father became frustrated. "Just take it. You earned it." The guide explained that in Singapore, tipping isn't customary. The father muttered, "This is so weird. Everyone should want extra money. I don't get it at all." At a traditional inn in rural Japan, an American guest tried to tip the staff who served dinner. The server looked mortified and bowed repeatedly, refusing the money. The guest left the cash on the table anyway. The next morning, he found an envelope under his door with the money returned inside, along with a polite note explaining Japanese customs. An American woman in Oslo insisted on tipping her hairdresser despite being told it wasn't necessary. "I want to show appreciation," she explained firmly. The hairdresser said, "You already paid the fair price." The American left extra money on the counter anyway. The hairdresser called after her, looking concerned. "You forgot your change." The American waved her off. "Keep it." I was at a restaurant in Melbourne when an American diner asked the manager why tipping wasn't expected. The manager explained that Australian workers receive living wages. The American responded, "But how do you motivate good service?" The manager said, "We hire people who take pride in work." The American shook his head. That would never work in America at all. An American tourist in New Zealand tried to tip his driver after a ride to the airport. The driver refused. "Mate, we don't do tips here," he said. The American insisted, "Come on, just take it." The driver explained that tipping culture doesn't exist here. The American seemed annoyed. "Well, you're missing out on extra income then. Bad system completely." At a restaurant in Copenhagen, an American businessman tried to slip cash to the sommelier after receiving wine recommendations. The sommelier stepped back. "Sir, this isn't necessary. We're compensated." The American winked. "Just between us." The sommelier looked uncomfortable. "I cannot accept this. It's against policy." The American seemed offended by this refusal today. An American student in Tokyo tried to tip the convenience store clerk for helping her find items. The clerk looked confused and pushed the money back. "But you helped me," the student insisted. The clerk bowed. "This is normal service." The student left the money anyway. The clerk chased her outside, very distressed. Other customers watched this scene play out. I watched an American man at Helsinki airport try to tip the security officer who helped him. The officer looked shocked. "Sir, I cannot accept money." The American said, "Everyone can use extra cash." The officer firmly declined. This could be seen as bribery. The American laughed. "I'm just being nice." The officer didn't smile back at all during this. An American couple at a restaurant in Zurich became frustrated when their server kept refusing tips. "We're trying to be generous," the wife said. The server explained that Swiss wages are high. The husband responded, "But we want to give you something extra." The server said, "The best compliment is enjoying your meal." The couple looked at each other, completely confused. At a hotel in Reykjavik, an American guest tried to tip the housekeeping staff by leaving money on the pillow. The housekeeper returned it to the front desk. The clerk called the room. "Sir, you left money." The American said, "That's intentional?" "It's a tip." The clerk explained this isn't custom. The American insisted. The money was donated to charity per the hotel policy that existed. An American tourist in Singapore tried to tip a food vendor after eating amazing chicken rice. The vendor looked offended. The American raised his voice. "Why won't you take money?" The vendor explained, "You already paid. Tipping suggests I'm poor. It's disrespectful." The American walked away muttering, "These people don't understand business." Other diners looked at him with disapproval clearly. I overheard an American at a Tokyo train station try to tip the attendant. The attendant looked alarmed and bowed repeatedly. The American said, "Just take it. No big deal." The attendant explained that accepting money could result in job loss. The American seemed shocked. "That's crazy. In America, we'd get fired for not taking tips sometimes. It's expected there." An American family in Oslo tried to tip their host upon departure. The host declined politely. "You already paid the full amount." The father insisted, "But you went above and beyond." The host smiled. "I enjoyed hosting you." The father left cash on the table. The host mailed it back to their American address with a kind note later on. At a cafe in Stockholm, an American tried to tip by adding extra money to his payment. The cashier looked confused. "Sir, the amount is correct." The American said, "I know. The extra is for you." The cashier called the manager. They couldn't process an overpayment. The American grew impatient. "This is ridiculous. Just keep the change." "There is no change." An American woman at a spa in Seoul tried to tip her masseuse after an excellent massage. The masseuse looked hurt. "This suggests my work isn't valued in the price," she explained. The American said, "No, it means you did great." The masseuse replied, "Then a thank you is enough." The American left feeling confused completely. She didn't understand this. I watched an American businessman in Tokyo try to tip the sushi chef. The chef stopped cutting and looked serious. "This is insulting," he said quietly. "My craft is in my price." The American backpedaled. "I didn't mean offense." The chef nodded curtly. The colleagues looked embarrassed. Later, they explained he'd committed a major error. He still didn't really get it. An American couple in Copenhagen asked their concierge where to get change for tipping. The concierge explained, "You won't need that here. Tipping isn't our culture." The wife said, "But we always tip at home." The concierge smiled. "Different countries have different customs here." The husband insisted, "We'll feel rude." The concierge assured them, "You'll seem rude if you do tip instead." At a restaurant in Melbourne, an American diner flagged down the manager to complain. "How do I show my server did well?" The manager said, "Tell them directly. Words matter more." The American seemed unsatisfied. "That seems insufficient." The manager replied, "Our staff prefers genuine appreciation." It's more meaningful. The American left a tip anyway. It was returned to him immediately. An American tourist in Osaka tried to tip a street performer after watching his show. The performer looked uncomfortable here. The American insisted. "You entertained me. Take it." The performer explained that in Japan, tips can be seen as pity. The American said, "In my country it's respect." The performer bowed deeply. "Here, your applause was respect enough." The American walked away. I was guiding a tour in Helsinki when an American guest tried to tip me. I politely declined. "It's included in your tour price." He pulled out more money. "But you were exceptional." I smiled. "Thank you, but I cannot accept." He looked frustrated. "I'm just trying to do the right thing." I assured him, "You already did by joining us." An American woman in a Zurich store tried to tip the sales associate who helped her shop. The associate looked alarmed. "Madam, this isn't appropriate. I'm on salary." The American pressed the money into her hand. "Please, you deserve it." The associate called security. The American was escorted out, completely baffled. She insisted she was just being nice to her. At a traditional bath in Japan, an American tried to tip the attendant who explained the customs. The attendant looked mortified and backed away. "No, no, please," he said, bowing repeatedly. The American followed him, money in hand. Other guests stared. The attendant finally accepted to avoid further seeing. Later, management returned the money to the American's room with letter. An American family at an Australian cafe became confused when the waitress refused their tip. "But service was slow," the mother said. "So why won't she take money?" The father explained, "She probably earns decent wages." The teenage daughter said, "This is weird. How do they motivate employees?" The son added, "Without tips, why work hard?" They left money. Returned. I overheard an American at Oslo airport try to tip the information desk attendant. She declined with smile. "It's my job." The American said, "But you were so patient." She replied, "That's what I'm paid for." He insisted, "Just a small token." She firmly refused. He walked away muttering about socialist countries and their wage systems. She just smiled politely. An American tourist in Singapore tried to tip his hotel shuttle driver. The driver politely refused. "Sir, tipping isn't expected here." The American said, "I know, but I want to." The driver explained it makes him uncomfortable. The American left the money on the seat. The driver called security. They tracked down the American at check-in to return it. At a restaurant in Copenhagen, an American asked to speak with management about their no-tipping policy. The manager came over. "Can I help?" The American said, "Your servers deserve tips." The manager explained, "They earn $40 per hour." The American responded, "But tips reward excellence." The manager smiled. "We hire excellent people. They don't need financial incentives really." An American woman in Tokyo tried to tip her taxi driver by leaving money in the seat. The driver noticed and ran after her. "You forgot your money," he called. She said, "It's for you." He looked upset. "This is insulting." She tried explaining American customs. He said, "This is Japan. Different rules." She finally took the money back slowly. I watched an American couple at a Stockholm hotel insist on tipping the bellhop. The bellhop kept refusing. They placed money in his pocket. He looked distressed and called his supervisor. The supervisor explained this violates Swedish labor laws. The couple seemed shocked. "We were generous." The supervisor said, "Generosity means respecting customs." They apologized sincerely and left quietly today. An American businessman in Seoul tried to tip the bartender at a luxury hotel bar. The bartender declined. "Sir, it's not necessary." The American insisted loudly, "I'm a big tipper." The bartender remained firm. "It makes me uncomfortable." The American became aggressive. "What's wrong with you people?" Security was called. He was asked to leave the premises immediately for behavior. At a cafe in Helsinki, an American tried to leave coins on the table. The server picked them up. "You dropped these," she said kindly. The American explained they were a tip. The server looked sad. "This implies I'm poor or desperate." "I'm neither." The American apologized. "I didn't know." She smiled. "Now you do. Thank you for understanding culture." An American tourist in New Zealand complained to her companion about the no-tipping culture. "How do they get good service?" Her friend replied, "They just do their jobs." She responded, "But without financial motivation?" Her friend said, "Maybe they have pride." She scoffed. "That sounds naive. People need money to care." Her friend disagreed. They debated this all afternoon. I was at a restaurant in Oslo when an American asked the waitress if she wished tips were allowed. The waitress laughed. "No, I prefer stable income." The American seemed surprised. "But you can make more." The waitress replied, "I have predictable earnings. I can budget. No stress." The American said, "But great servers should earn more." The waitress smiled. "I earn plenty. I'm happy already." An American family in Tokyo tried to teach their children about tipping in a restaurant. The server looked horrified when the father left cash. The mother explained to the kids, "This is how we show appreciation." The server returned the money. In Japan, quality service is standard. We don't tip. The children looked confused. The parents seemed embarrassed. They left. At a hotel in Sydney, an American guest left money for housekeeping every single day. Each day, the money was returned with polite notes. By day 5, he asked management, "Why do they keep returning tips?" The clerk explained Australian culture. He said, "This is frustrating." The clerk smiled. "They appreciate the thought. Just say thanks when you see them."